the way I ran, by chance they managed to catch me, and then that's when they attacked me. So I didn't even know they were stabbing me. I've gone for a full body x-ray, and then they've told me, you've been stabbed multiple times, 14 times. I know I survived for a reason, and I survived for this reason. I'm here to help, I want to help, I know what it feels like. This field here, we used to call it the field, even though it is a field, but we used to call it the field because we're just all here every day. If it's after school, definitely on the weekend, we're just all here, about 30, 40 of us, just playing football, and it was just like good vibes. Like, even thinking about it now, like nothing bad happened here for some weird reason, like nothing, like there was no issues that I remember anyway. It used to be us playing football, us chilling, and again, because we all live around here as well, we knew here was the meeting space. We got a park down there as well, but I was here's the field. We called this place the field. Like there's all the blocks in the area looks like this, but we called this place the field for a reason. Times were different then. I'm talking about, so what, I was born in 1993, so I'm talking about, you know, 97, 2000, early 2000s. Times were different. Till now, even me now, would I walk down here by myself? Probably not. Just because of how things have changed. It's not as easy as it was before, because you can be doing that innocently and then trouble could still come and find you. The person I was before I got stabbed, still a funny guy, still loving, still caring, still a guy that's still wanted to help people in general, and always cared, and whenever anyone was upset, you know, it'll make me upset. And it's a guy that definitely hated bullies, and the guy, yeah, that always stuck up for people that could stick up for themselves.
So let's look at it from a first impressions basis then. So you obviously knew what you were like on that deep level because it was you. Yeah. If you saw the young version of yourself walking down the street, yeah, on first impressions, what would you think of it? Okay,
so I put on a screw face, right? And that's when you're looking angry, because if you looked happy and smiley in my environment, people will think you're weak and people might target you. So when I'm walking down the road, my hoodie's on, trousers are low, and, you know, I'm bopping down, making sure I'm looking fierce. I will probably always be with people as well, 2, 3, 4 boys. Funny that though, because even when I was walking like that, I feel like I still never targeted innocence, you know. So still, I knew who my targets were. So even though I'm walking like that, people might have thought, oh gosh, who is he? Because again, I'm not smiling, and, you know, I've got a straight face on. So
talk to me about how you got involved with the gang.
Okay, so didn't really think it was a gang before I knew it was a gang. So when we were younger, you know, just like any, see if you have a group of friends, you know, you might call yourself something like the Blue Boys or the Watch Boys, because you've all got watches, or the boys that always got Nikes on. You call yourself a little group. So that's what we kind of did from a young age. Even from when you're in primary school, your football team, you know, let's say A side and B side, that becomes a group. We didn't see it as a gang then, it becomes a group. So had friends from the neighborhood, and personally for me, what I felt was like I had family friends and family that older than me that was involved in it before, and I was around them a lot, so I saw things growing up, I heard things growing up, and I thought, yeah, that's the route that I'm supposed to go down. But then it wasn't like really me deep inside. Again, I didn't want to, and to be honest, I only saw people I didn't see the violent side of it. I just saw the family side, the friend side of it. That's what I thought. So that's why I thought, actually, that's what I want to do as well. So you join that thinking that's what it is, but then as you get deeper, you know, you might have a friend. I had friends that were from, you know, traumatic homes that saw traumatic things. So then they'll bring that trauma into your friendship group. And they're going to bring their problems into your friendship group as well. So then now you've all got problems, and then now you're involved, and then you might have a situation one day, 2 weeks after another situation, and you know, each day goes on. You just get deeper, and that's what kind of happened.
Do you remember a moment when you realised that this is no longer sort of fun and games?
I think I was in year 8, I was like 13, 14, and then some guys have come down to my school for me over a situation. I thought, okay, and then we kept going back and forth. It was like a little gang war, kept going back and forth, and he'll see me, we'll fight, I'll see him, we'll fight, and all of that stuff. All his friends will see me, my friends will see him, or whatever. And I thought, oh gosh, things are heating up. That kept getting worse, obviously. Knives were found at fight scenes and stuff like that, and you know, unfortunately, one of them had a girlfriend that lived around my area, so one that's coming to my house, and he saw me coming to my house, and now he knows where I live. That led to me getting a knock on my door. One time, Mum's like, "Oh, your friend's downstairs." Thinking my friend. I went to the door, and it was actually the guy that I had the issue with, saying, come outside. And I was shocked, like my heart sank. Because all I'm thinking about is, now my family's in danger. Because he's coming to my door saying to my mum that he's my friend. When actually wanted to, you know, do me harm. Luckily enough for me, he didn't actually go through my running my house. I've been in situations where I've seen people go to mother's house, the guy that they wanted in the house, and they've literally barged everyone out of the way and wrecked the house. So, yeah, and that, yeah, so from then, yeah, that day that actually happened, I don't know, maybe I was 15 or something. That was the first time I cried over like the lifestyle, because I thought, gosh, what do I do?
So if we can just go into that a bit, you talk about the bravado, the bopping, you know, running with your group of friends.
Yeah.
But you've obviously got the other side to you. How did your relationship change with your mother as you were going deeper and deeper into the gang lifestyle?
So, at the age of 13, my mum had to pick me up from school for about half a year, because the head teacher said, okay, it's going down the wrong path, pick him up from school, because obviously then I won't be outside doing whatever I'm doing. You know, I got sent to my auntie's house and stuff when I got expelled and stuff. My dad was like, you know, they all try speaking to me, and you know, when you're a kid, you're just thinking, no, whatever, mum and dad, you don't know what's happening, so whatever. And it put a strain in our relationship a bit. Made my mum very worried. And I guess she got called into school many times. She left crying many times after hearing, because at home I was the same. My mum disciplined me a lot. So at home I was the same. But she knew, but she didn't know to what extent. And actually I actually found out recently that when she was younger as well, she was like that as well. So I didn't know this until recently. So actually, when this was all happening, she was scared that I was becoming her as well. So this is actually just my first time telling me this, because she told me this last week. So in that, she's probably thinking, oh my God, this kid is becoming like me. So she was trying to do everything in her power to make sure that I don't go, but it just wasn't working.
And ultimately, that did lead to you being stabbed. Can you talk to me about the day leading up to that moment? Right,
so before that moment even, so my mum's been called in when I was 16 into by my head teacher, told I was a gangster. And then again, I saw her cry in the office. But I was 16 and I had the chance to change. So before I even got stabbed, so I got stabbed when I was at university, so I'm still secondary school at the moment. So After seeing her cry and break down, I thought, right, I have a chance to change my life, because I am 16. When you're 16, you're choosing options, apprenticeships, jobs, or colleges, or sixth form. I chose to go sixth form because none of my friends were going there, and I knew, right, so I'm 16 now, and I'm thinking, and I always knew in the back of my head, I was thinking, right, this life does not, things are happening, I'm seeing things, this life doesn't breed nothing but pain and trauma. So I chose to go sixth form. All my friends went to college. The friends that went to college, a few of them went to jail. One of them went to jail for murder. One of them got shot with a shotgun. One of them got stabbed. One of them went in prison. So I feel like I made the right choice by going sixth form. And I knew going sixth form, I'll be around different influences. So when I went sixth form, it wasn't an easy transition. But, so I had a few issues there. But I started to be around the right influences. And as the years went on, I started to mentor my younger friends. So I did 3 years in sixth form because I didn't get the best of grades in secondary school. So now, done my 3 years in sixth form, applied to go to university to study business management. Got in. Again, at university, I'm all the way in the Midlands, so I'm not in no gangs or anything like that. Passed my first year with flying colours. In my second year now, the day before my second year exam, get a phone call from a family friend about a situation that his friend has. I'm not thinking much of it. Again, I'm all the way in Leicester, I'm thinking nothing of it. We go and meet, and it was a set-up on someone else's behalf. When we were running away, the way I ran, by chance they managed to catch me, and then that's when they attacked me. So I didn't even know they were stabbing me. They were attacking me, and then someone shouted police, which made them stop. Then they ran away. Then some neighbours helped me to the bench, and I'm on the bench now, and I can't breathe. And I'm fainting, and I'm thinking, what am I fainting for? I've been beaten up many times, but this seems super different. The police come, open up my jacket, then they're like, you've been stabbed. And I thought, what? First thing I thought about was my mum and my dad, how they're gonna feel when they hear that. I've been stabbed. When this is not even my situation, I don't even know these guys, I have nothing to do with this situation, and you're telling me that I've been stabbed. I just started panicking. Definitely scared of dying. Definitely started praying to God, asking him to spare my life, and I promised that if he does, I'll do better, because I wasn't trying to die. It didn't make, I was just thinking. And as soon as they told me that I got stabbed, I felt all of my body. I feel like if I had known I got stabbed when I was lying on the ground, I probably would have passed away because of the shock. But as soon as they told me, I started feeling it. And I remember being in the ambulance and trying to keep my eyes open, just in case, they never open again. I'm just like, why has this happened? Mum, I've been stabbed. It doesn't even make sense. And I've been in a certain life for all these years, nothing's happened to me like that. At university, studying away from all of that, and that's why I get stabbed. It was super confusing. Get to the hospital, I've gone for a full body X-ray, and then they've told me, you've been stabbed multiple times, 14 times, and 5 stabbings were 5 inches deep, and 1 stabbing was 1 inch away from killing me. So I hear that and I'm thinking, again, why has this happened to me? Woke up the next day, or a few days after, to my family being around me. There's so much pain, having to drip. Again, I've never been in a situation, so this is all new. I see these things on Holby City and stuff like that, and I'm here in the gown, in the bed, faces mashed up, blood, the pain is tremendous. I'm having to press a morphine button to keep the pain down. I'm having traumatic nightmares of hounds chasing me in a graveyard and eating me alive. Can't even, when I move my body once, I'm having to stay in hospital at night by myself. Everyone leaves me just by yourself. That pain, that is even speaking about it, it's crazy. So I left the hospital after 2.5 weeks. I was recovering at home. I had to go to my GP to get my dressings changed for about 5 months, and I got back to work because I had a retail job at Waitrose. I got back to work at about 10 months. After 10 months.
How did it make you feel that your life had been spared when you thought, like you say, you thought you were going to die? You think about your mum and dad. How did that make you feel?
I felt good. I felt like blessed. I felt I survived 14 stab wounds. Wow. Why did I survive 14 stab wounds? How did I survive 14 stab wounds?
And did you come to any answers?
No. I didn't come to any answers then, no. But subconsciously I knew, well, you're living, so what's next for you? I went back to my retail job and I met a lady there who took a liking to me. I was the delivery driver for Waitrose. I used to take her food to her house. I used to speak and she asked me what I was doing. I said I'm still at university because I never used to like telling people what actually happened to me. But after lying to her for some time, I felt bad, so I just wanted to tell her actually what had happened. And she said, so what do you want to do? You want to go back to university? I said, I can't really study. Like my head, I'm not in the right headspace. I can't go back to studying, especially not in the where I got stabbed, especially not in there. So I said, I don't know what I'm going to do myself, but I do know, and I've always wanted to do this. Like I said, before I even got started, I was mentoring my younger friends, is that I want to help somehow. And then she signposted me to some youth organisations, the Princess Trust, Tutu Foundation. I got a mentor who helped me put my CV together. She helped me start journaling my journey down. So I started to write my journey down, and that was like therapy for me. All these thoughts I had, banged up in my head, I never really spoke to no one about, I was actually able to write it down, which helped a lot. And that was a start. Once I read it all down, I thought, wow, I feel empowered reading this myself, and I feel inspired reading this. And then I guess I set out on a journey to, become the positive role model and the positive role model that I never had, because role models, yeah, they're okay, but a real model is a real human being who makes mistakes, who can understand, who's not just person that's in the stars or who you can't relate to. I'm still living every day now, so I try to be a real model to the young people. I work with young people is about building that positive relationship with them constantly, day in and day out. So I'm going to be working with you, let's say, for 2-3 months. Every day we have aims and targets. When I start them, we've got aims and targets that we have to reach, and I want to be with you on every step of the way, and we're going to reach those goals together. And we're going to slip up and make mistakes and get angry and get peed off, but we're going to get there. And even if we don't get there, in 3 months we're going to make progress, and then we can make progress for we can set targets for the next 3 months. So I show them the options. I let them see you can do this, and I show them real steps. Not yep, you can be a millionaire in 2 weeks, or you know, you can be the strongest person in the world in a year. No, I show them realistic goals that they can get, little mini goals, 1 day goals. Be happy about your 1 day goals that you reach. That's amazing. It's the little steps before you get to the big steps. So I that's how I show them. Because I literally show them and I walk with them.
How do you get that message across to the community? Because as people who aren't involved in gangs, or young people who live amongst it, will just see violence on their streets, drug dealings happening in their estates. How do you help them feel empathetic towards these people?
I explain and I try to put them in their shoes. And some might never get it. Some might never get it until it's too late. Some people don't understand why kids carry knives. Well, I think now we understand that even walking down the roads, we don't feel safe. So imagine being a kid not feeling safe. And then your mentality is do or die. Their mentality is I'd rather not be killed and go to jail than lose my family and my family's crying over me. These are kids, these are babies we're dealing with. So I speak to them, I let them know, and I try to explain what it's really like. You know, I get, if I have to, I get young people that have been through things. I've been through things. I get other young people that have been through things. I just let them know that this is their life, and I show them the whole picture, because not everyone understands the full picture. They think, oh, a kid wakes up one day, wants to carry a knife. Why has he done that? When there's so many things that happened before that. And I try to always get that clear. No kid's born a monster, so ask yourself why. We see in superhero movies, every villain started off as a good person. We always see it, it's always the story, but something happened and they wasn't able to heal, and then they internalized that and then they let out in the wrong way. That's what it is with kids. They've been traumatized, they didn't get the right support, they found the support in the wrong places, and they expressing themselves the wrong ways. That's what it is.
How do you offer an alternative when someone is, you know, maybe has a single parent? I'm talking about a child who has a single parent. They're struggling, falling behind at school because they're having to help out around the home. They've got bad influences around them. They see someone offering them cash, which they've never had before, as pocket money, saying they don't have to do their schoolwork. How do you provide an alternative that is attractive to that?
That's the hard bit, isn't it? Realistically, anyone in that situation, Alex, your family's not there. The government can't offer him nothing. The government, they can put him in, maybe they can put him in care and he can get a pot of money, or he can get money to be looked after, but who wants to leave their family home? Someone's saying, and his friends doing it as well. Look, I just made $1,000 after 3 weeks. Oh, let me come. He makes $1,000 and his friend's alright as well. He's thinking, oh, it can't be that bad. Yeah, I've heard things happen to other people, but my friend's alright, my other friend's alright, so maybe I'll give it a go. It's hard. I let them know the risks of it. You know, no one wins, and I speak to the older guys as well that are having these younger guys doing these things, because they're just disgusting. I think you're a disgusting human being if you have little kids doing wrong things when you've been through that life and you're making them do it as well. I don't care for how much money. I don't care. When I speak to people, some of them say, well, the government isn't helping them and I'm helping them help their family. Well, no, because you're putting them in that same cycle that you're still in. So I let them know the risk, and I let them know, look, you know, there's some people that there's some people that take people on. A few of my mentees, they have family friends that let them do work when they're 15 and 14, get some change, about £40 a week or so. there's other alternatives, and right now I've got social media as well, where if you want to make content, you can be getting paid for it. There's ways to get paid legally now, even under 16. Just about, again, finding your route and doing research on it. But there's definitely ways. You don't have to go down that road where you can get hurt, you can put your family in debt, you can be in debt, you can even get killed. Your family can even get killed because of anything. And you're dealing with drug users who are crazy as well. So, can
you tell me about somebody who was heading down the wrong path and you helped turn it around?
There was a young person who was in chaos, heading down the wrong road, and I started to mentor him, shared my journey with him. He was still involved in it, and I never rushed him, because they have to be ready and they have to see. But the more time he spent with me and working with the local authority and his professional network, we were all working together. The more time he spent with me, the more I was able to install my mindset and my principles and morals into his mindset as well. And these things take time, because we're talking about a young person that's been living a certain way all his life. He got nicked for burgling an officer's house. He didn't even know it was an officer. So he was heading down that road. He's been doing county land and other bits and bobs like that as well. So he was heading down that road. And then again, with my mentorship, through the activities we did, through the discussions we had, he was able to turn it around. He was able to channel his pain, because he was in a lot of pain. He had a lot of family trauma. He was seeking love. We got to the root of it, and he was able to channel that with the right people around him. And now he's working, got a good job. I forgot what he does, but he's got a good job now. Still keep in touch. You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't see it until you see it. The individual has to see it for themselves. And yeah, it's beautiful. It always brings a tear to my eye when I see my young people come out of that. And sometimes coming out of that isn't always, let's say they still might smoke weed or whatever, but now they've got their head on the right track. They're not just on the streets. Do you know what I mean?
No one's perfect.
Exactly that. No one's perfect. So I feel like sometimes it's like, oh, he's changed, but well, no, he has changed. His mindset's changed, and his steps. It's a journey. It's a journey. The fact that he's working and he's got a job and he's paying bills and he's paying taxes, it is amazing. And we're always trying to demonize kids and smoking weed, but I'm sure we saw the other day someone had cracked stuff on the floor in their offices and stuff like that. So it's yeah.
Just the one thing on this: how do you identify the pain that somebody's in? Because you said it was very obvious with him. How did you identify that?
It depends for certain individuals, but it takes time. But just hearing them speak, you hear them speak, you speak to them, and you communicate with them. And I'm very self-aware myself. I know what it feels like to be to have pain in you, to have pain inside of you, having the network around him as well, share what they gathered from him as well. I was like, yeah, this kid did have that, and he did, and his parents was aware what it was, and they agreed. So it's just speaking, communication, engagement. You need to be building that positive relationship so you can see them. They need to be comfortable to show you how they really feel.
I guess they say that addicts can sort of see addictive behaviour in other people. You have pain and you can see it in others.
Yeah.
If we can just, before we do move on, can you just talk about your pain and how you identified that within yourself? What if you did?
Yeah, I did. I think I did. I started to think differently. That situation changed me in a lot of ways. It changed my family life. It changed my friendship life. I didn't trust people as much. I think at a certain time I was getting angry quickly as well. And I knew, right, yeah, something's going on here. Something's going on here. And again, I was very self-aware. I always try to do work on myself and, try to improve myself. And I thought, right, something's not too right here. So when I figured it out, I explored it a bit more. And I thought, okay, so this is what's been happening. And, I kind of traced it back to certain things and I found my triggers. And I did a few experiments on myself as well. And I was like, okay, yeah, so that's what it is. That's what it is as well. Okay, cool. And now I know what to do if it pops up or how to stay away from it. And then that's what I've been doing since.
So what's the current state of affairs that you're seeing with young people and gang culture in London at the moment?
So not even gang culture, serious youth violence. So because right now it's more than gang culture. So it's scary and it's scary and it's sad and it's heartbreaking. We're seeing kids die. We're seeing babies die. It didn't have to get to this point because there were people when I was younger that were saying what the issue was, but the government and other local authorities wanted to throw kids in jail instead of seeing actually what's the root causes of this. They thought, no, he's a bad kid, throw him in jail. So we've left it for so long, it's built up, and now it's uncontrollable. And we're seeing everything from acid attacks to females getting stabbed and killed at an alarming rate. We're seeing kids killing adults. It's scary. I can't even put into words what it is right now. But it's dark. It's very dark.
Tell me about reasons to be hopeful for the future.
Reasons to be hopeful. The government is starting to look at root causes and starting to work with communities. I actually do work with the police as well on a community-based led training for the new trainees. So the police are now asking community members to come and train them, which is good. A lot of people are aware of what's going on. Even young people want to help themselves as well, as in young people that are maybe 18, 17 want to do youth work as well, which is good because they want to change the community. Parents are now asking for help because a lot of parents, they didn't really know what's going on with their kids, which is normal. So they're asking for help. They're reaching out to organisations to help them and guide them. And I feel like if we continue to work together as a partnership, everyone, community members, parents, cousins, brothers, uncles, teachers, police, youth organisations, businesses and shows and social media, entertainment industry, if we all continue to work together to help young people and push the right message, that's when it'll be hopeful. Until that happens, then, we've all got a part to play in this, because what we don't want is, some people might think, oh no, it will never happen to me until it does happen to you. So yeah, that's the hope for me. So
you mentioned before, there's so many people who you've helped with your work. I'm sure there's many people whose lives not only have changed but you've actually saved. How does it make you feel when you see people, be it starting a job that they've got through your help or just living a better life, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes sense, number one, to why I survived 14 stab wounds. It brings joy to my heart, and it's just me living my purpose. I know I survived for a reason, and I survived for this reason, and I'm here to help. I want to help. I know what it feels like to be lost and confused and in a dark place. And it's just in me. I can't really explain it. It's just in me. It's just in my spirit. It's weird. It just makes me. I get goosebumps and stuff when I help people, and at work, outside of work. Again, I was doing it before, like I said, even before I started. So it's always been in me, even when I was younger. When we were running away from people, I'll make sure everyone's in front of me and I'm lost. Things like that. And where did it come from? I don't know. Could be my parents, could be the superhero movies that I was watching when I was younger. But I always made sure that everyone was in front of me when we were doing things that we wasn't supposed to be doing. So I guess I've grown with it, and with that situation, it just made it more impactful.
What mark do you want to leave on the world?
Love. I'm a big believer in love, as in, why don't we just love each other? There doesn't have to be, and if you need healing and help, then ask for it. But let's love each other. It's not hard. Let's respect each other. We're all humans. Let's care for each other like family. That's how it should be. And I've always been like that as well. Didn't care what a person looked like, what they did. If you're my friend, you're my friend. If you got a good heart, you've got a good heart. I'm never judging no one on how they look. It's a bit weird. It's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. You don't even know the person and you're judging them on how they look, and judge someone based on their character. So, and if they need help, let's help them. No one's perfect. Let's help them, because we can help them. But that's just me. Maybe it's just far-fetched. So I don't know, but that's the mark I want to leave. I don't know how possible that is. I hope it's possible. I hope in the future, every day I'm on social media, I see things, I'm like, oh, Gideon, your dream's not never going to work. But you know what, you never know. So,
final question.
Yeah.
Oh, not so much a question, but tell me about Our Pain to Power.
Yes, Our Pain to Power. So it's an organisation that I started last year, and again, it's us just doing work in the community with young people, workshops, resilience workshops, self-awareness workshops, me sharing my journey, me working with the local authority, and with the mentoring side, I manage a department at Sport and Chances, which is another youth organisation, and we do the mentoring, and that's detached mentoring when we're doing mentoring in the community. So we're doing activities with a young person and other bits and bobs as well that's going to help them reach their targets that they want to go to. So yeah, that's Our Pain to Power. That's what I do. Best job ever. Yeah.